There we go. What's going on, everybody? We are back for another Let's Talk Jurassic. I think we're unmuted now. We should be good. Yes, we are back talking about all things Jurassic for, again, another week here, as we usually are. So welcome all you returning viewers, all the new people out there, you lurkers, I see you out there. We're talking about Jurassic Park. And we got a few topics here for tonight. We've got, we're going to talk about JP30 and maybe some possibilities, things like that. We're also going to talk a little bit about Universal Orlando, see what's going on down there. I feel like there's been a lot of stuff going on down there, so we'll see what we've got to talk about for that. And anything else we can talk about and touch on. It's been a slow news week, I think. I feel like it's been a slow news week for Jurassic, so we'll see what we can talk about. But anyway, did I say who I was? My name's Brad. I don't know. I think I said that. I don't have my notes up, so it's like I'm scrambling here. Just got this stream set up. Just threw together some stuff for the iPad here so we can put some stuff on the screen, and finally got everything going. It's been a long day, but we are ready to go. We're going to talk Jurassic. So let's see who's here in the chat here today. I don't know why my thing isn't on. Let's see. Where did that go? Oh, here we go. Boom, there we go. There it is. All right, so let's see here who is in the chat. We've got Steven here. What's up, Steven? How's it going? We've got Spencer. What's up, Spencer? How you doing? We got March here. Hey, March. We got Jurassic Souls. Yo, what's going on? And also, shout out to Jurassic Souls for the super chat. Oh, my God. Come on. Every time, man, you're killing me. Thank you so much. Super chat from Jurassic Souls. I hope one day we get a Hammond Collection Eddie car. Yeah, I really do. I really hope the Hammond Collection sees a long, loving line of figures. You know, we've gotten a lot already. We've gotten a lot, and it's definitely seen, I think it's seen more love. I haven't specifically counted. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, actually, I don't know. There's a lot of figures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is there anything back there? 15. I know there's another one of him, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Maybe around 22 Amber Collection figures. So that's a lot of Amber Collection. Hammond Collection, on the other hand, I don't know. How many do we have? We have quite a bit already. It's probably getting up there. They're kind of spread around and small, and I don't know where they are. But we've got a good handful of those. And I really hope it sees like the light of day. Like, I hope the rest of this stuff sees much more, like Eddie Carr. I would love to see Eddie Carr out there. I think that would be awesome, and especially if it came with like a breakaway center or something like that. I know that would be a little interesting. I don't know, if there would be like a string between there to hold them together and kind of snap back, or if it just is a complete break apart character. That would be interesting. So I think that would be funny to see, because you got to get the rip apart feature. I feel like that's like pretty necessary. If you're gonna have Eddie Carr, you got to have, that would be interesting if Eddie came with like a vehicle. How sick would that be if he came with like, if they got the Mercedes license and made the Mercedes Benz? Oh, that would be so sick, with like a breakaway roof. That would be an expensive set, I think. Well, maybe not any more than, the T-Rex one with Donald Gennaro, but maybe it would be because we haven't gotten I don't think we've gotten a Hammond Collection vehicle, so that would be interesting to see if we got a Hammond Collection vehicle that had like good detail. It would be I think it would be hard for them to match what they've already done, because they've done some really good stuff with the vehicles, and to make it much more than that, I don't know what we would actually get. But to get like one with a breakaway vehicle, it's got the net that you can get the rifle stuck in. Oh, that would be pretty awesome. So yes to Eddie Carr. And I love the Eddie Carr that we got with the Kenner toy line. I think that one looks really cool. It doesn't resemble Eddie Carr in any way, shape, or form, but I love that outfit and that attire that he has in that one. But yeah, a more realistic version of Eddie Carr would be awesome. So here's hoping that we get Eddie Carr one day. Thanks, Jurassic Souls. That's awesome. Good idea. Let's see. We got Muzzmill here. Hey, that's how the podcast starts, with muting and screaming from me, wondering why nobody can hear me. And luckily, it was only 1 second long. And I've gotten better at checking. Like, it's happened so many times now that I have to look. And I've got it like right front and center here. To see the audio, like the volume here. So just in case I just start rambling for 10 minutes while muted, I can double check that before I get going. So that is how it starts though, usually. We got Dakota here. What's going on, Dakota? Been thinking we for sure need a show for the keepers of Jurassic World or Park. Would be a perfect show. Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be a fantastic show. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later, because I do want to talk about the 30th and what the potential is for the 30th announcement-wise and stuff like that. But yeah, I think a show about, and I've always said, like, a show about a functioning Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. I know Jurassic Park really wasn't ever a functioning place, but technically it was a functioning place for a while. It wasn't like a in operation place. Like there was never guests or anything like that, but it was a functional place. Obviously, like they had dinosaurs grow up there and be transferred between islands and whatever. So, there was certainly things going on there for quite a while. You got Jerry Harding, you got other people. It'd be cool to see like a story about them, keeping this island in check and making sure everything's good. But Jurassic Park would be a lot harder because, how do you make that without Jerry Harding, without Robert Muldoon and all those people? You see Joffrey out there. You got John Hammond making appearances, or Dennis Nedry or somebody. You would definitely see stuff like that. But Jurassic World is kind of wide open, where you could do anything. You could employ anybody. It doesn't really matter. It could just be a bunch of nobodies just in there. And yes, you would wonder where Owen and Claire are, but it's more realistic to get Owen and Claire to make an appearance every now and then, or they could just pull a Camp Cretaceous and just never have them show up. Never once. Which is still mind-boggling. I can't believe that they never got Owen or Claire in Camp Cretaceous. That's just wild to me. I thought for sure that was going to be a given that they would show up. Like, I can't believe. I'm actually pretty proud of Camp Cretaceous for doing that, for having a show without, the characters that you've known and loved for a little while. I think that's pretty interesting that they took a risk like that and said, we can do this show without them, and you're gonna dig it. You're gonna get into it without those characters. So that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, we obviously get references and stuff like that, but pretty cool that we got a show without them. But yeah, so we'll talk about some more stuff like that in a little bit. And if you have any ideas, things you want to talk about, let me know in the chat below. A little promo here first off. So that's not the right one. Why do I keep hitting the wrong one every time? What is that one? Let's go to, where is it? I must have deleted some stuff and moved some stuff around. I don't even know where that one is. Let's see. Can we do I have, let's try this one. Boom. There we go. That one works. All right. So if you haven't listened yet, I think this is the latest episode. Is this the latest episode? Should be. The Jurassic Mailbag with myself and Jennifer Evans. We talked about Fortnite with Jurassic. That would be interesting. We talked a lot about different dinosaur species and Nublar exploding and Sorna, kind of being, just its own thing out in left field, just doing its own thing. So there was a lot to talk about, I think, in this episode, 30th anniversary plans, stuff like that. So definitely check this one out. We had a good time talking about all things Jurassic we talked about theme parks too, which, a lot of this stuff might cover here today. So, but definitely check out this episode. It was really, really fun. Jen and I always have a good time. And yeah, you can check that out there. But you can also find us turning gray. Here we go. Red, orange, whatever color it is. You can find the podcast on Spotify if you want to listen to it. I know a lot of people, when they tune into these live streams, they're like, oh, these are two like separate kind of things. I thought this was the podcast. No, this is not the podcast. What you are watching, this is just a live stream. But the podcast has its own feed with a ton of content. There's 346 episodes, but there's well over that. There's like 400 something, I think, total. So definitely go check it out, and that's where you can listen to us talk about Fortnite, Sorna, Nublar, 30th anniversary, all that good stuff. I do want to shout out, obviously, iTunes. We got a lot of rankings on there, so please go rate the show over on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever it's called, Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star review. We'd really, really appreciate that. If you've given the show a chance at all, definitely take a listen. Look, we got some 5-star reviews right there, so thank you to all these people. We got Con11, ECD Studios, Art3 Arcade. Thanks so much for leaving those reviews. And if you don't know, I read those reviews at the end of a lot of our shows, so definitely check that out. A few shout-outs here before we get too far. Grim Grinning Hosts. Actually, I'll go there first. Grim Grinning Hosts, another podcast I do. Go check out that one. The show just did a review of Tron Light Cycle Run down in Orlando. You get to check out that episode with one of my co-hosts, Hunter, is on there. And then also, I was on the Forcecast. We recorded last night. It's not on the feed just yet, but go check this out. I might be popping up here on the Forcecast a bit in the coming months here, talking about all kinds of things, Mandalorian, Star Wars, whatever we talk about, Bad Batch. But we talk about a lot of Star Wars stuff over there, and definitely check it out. Ryan is the host over there, and he often has me on there in the live streams or on the live show. And this week we talked about, for the Forcecast, we actually talked a lot about like the struggles of podcasting and how difficult it can be and how much you almost want to give up at times, but you keep going. So definitely check out that one. We talked a lot about, personal stuff like that, but also some Star Wars stuff and Star Wars Celebration and Mandalorian and Bad Batch and stuff like that. So definitely check out the Forcecast. There will be a new episode there shortly, so keep your eyes peeled. But that's it for all that stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about our first thing here. We're going to talk about Universal Orlando. Let's see here. What's up, Greg? Hey, how's it going? Hey, Gary. Greg, Gary. Are you still going by Gary these days? We got Shane here. Hey, Shane. But we're going to talk about Universal Orlando here, and there's been a few different things. So first off, I want to talk about VelociCoaster is now accepting express passes. So this is pretty new. This was just the other day. What day was this? February 20th. So 2 days ago, they started accepting express passes. So typically VelociCoaster, I'm not sure if anybody out there has been on VelociCoaster. It's a fantastic ride, really great roller coaster. Excellent just roller coaster on its own. Also excellent with the Jurassic theming and stuff like that. And I know I was pretty negative about the view and stuff like that. This view looks cool, whatever we got going on here. But it's a fantastic ride, and it's awesome, and it does have a lot of Jurassic elements that are really cool to see up close and personal. But it accepts Express Pass now. You've only been able to get in, via the standby queue. A lot of times, I feel like for the most part when I've been there or seen it online, it's a good solid 50 minutes. Of course, there's less, there's more. But I feel like 50 minutes has been a pretty good number for that ride. And it's not too bad. Waiting 50 minutes, it goes pretty quick. You got a lot of cool stuff to look at when you get in there. You got Mr. DNA. Looky here. You got Dr. Wu talking about Dino DNA. And then Dr. Wu's in there. He talks about stuff. And then you got Owen and Claire. And then you got Owen and Claire up there arguing and bickering. It's great stuff. You got Velociraptors in the queue, which is really cool to look at. So there's been a lot of fun stuff in the queue that you can look at throughout 50 minutes. And of course, there has been a single rider line as well. And that is kind of hit or miss. You never really know if it's going to be open. It's not always open. And if it is open, personally, I would most likely call it a skip. If you were to go to VelociCoaster, I would say maybe don't do it. Maybe don't do the single rider, because if you're going in single rider, they have their own separate locker system over there. So there's two sets of locker systems. You have the regular one, which you go through the standby queue. There's a lot of lockers, really no hold up there. You get them on one side, you put your stuff in on one side, and then you retrieve your stuff on the other side. So it's kind of like really, really cool how they do that. But then the single rider has a very, very small, like, closet space worth of storage. It's really tough. But there's a small space, so it kind of takes up a lot more time to get through that locker system. But now they're accepting Express Pass, and Express Pass, you can basically buy it. It's pretty expensive. Let me look it up here. I know that you can get Express Pass through really like their highest end resorts that kind of comes tacked on. But if you want to buy Express Pass for, like, let's say 1 day, skip the line, $89 for, a one-time per ride. $89 per person for one park. All right. And a lot of times with Universal, you're kind of going to two parks. So you can do an unlimited one. Sorry I didn't put all this information up on the screen, but you can do an unlimited one for $99, skip the regular lines an unlimited number of times at participating rides. And that is also one park. So yeah, there's a lot of options here. I'm not seeing more options, but there's got to be like multiple park options or something like that. But it does get pretty pricey, and it's basically your Fast Pass if you've been to Disney, or your Genie Plus, or whatever it's called now, or your Lightning Lane that they got at Disney. But the Express Pass is a much better system at Universal than it is at Disney. But the problem is that this ride has never experienced Express Pass. So taking a look at it, I saw a lot of interesting feedback this week or this past few days. And this one in particular, wow, this is from Orlando Amusement. Wow, Jurassic World VelociCoaster currently stands at a whopping 180-minute wait. This comes this morning as Universal Express is now allowing the attraction, I can't read. Universal Express Pass is now allowed at the attraction and paired with a double restraint check, now causing quite a mess. So yeah, I'm glad that they're double checking on the restraints. That's fantastic. I feel pretty safe in that attraction, gotta say. But even at my size, there's like a few rotations in there. There's like a Mosasaurus roll and stuff where I'm like, oh man, I'm getting close. I feel like this is rough, but it's amazing. It is a beautiful attraction and so much fun. And when I say it's rough, I never hold on, so that's why it feels rough. Because if you do the Mosasaur roll, it feels almost impossible to not hold on, because it's very thrilling. So try your best to not hold on at all during VelociCoaster. It's going to be hard, but I think you can do it. But anyway, 180 minutes. That is, that is rough. That is so rough. A very consistent attraction for the past year and a half, with decent waits, minimal waits. Hopefully this doesn't keep up this way. What day was this reported? This is also the 20th. So there's a decent chance that it kind of evens out in a little bit. But the problem is, it's like I don't know how many queues, if they're going to run the single rider. I have no idea if they're still going to do that. I would assume they would. But if you've got the standby, you've got a standby line. You've also got an express line. And then you've got a single rider line, so you've got three separate lines, and they're they usually choose preference to the express pass because they're the ones paying the money to get there first. So, you're taking a few of them and then some of the queue. So the queue ends up being way longer because of, express pass. And express pass is great. If you want that fast pass ability to get up there really quick, if you're willing to pay for that, it's fantastic. I pay for express when I go to Halloween Horror Nights. And, if you want to do those Horror Nights attractions, you're talking about 180-minute waits. And I can't do that. I'm not standing out there all night long. I want to get those attractions done and get them done now. So I get the express. So I'm part of the problem, really. But it's, the fast pass, express passes, it's the lightning lanes, they are all a bane on the existence of theme park attractions, and unfortunately it shows very clearly here. So hopefully this evens out a little bit and we get better about all that, but yeah, it's not looking too great right now, but we'll check back, we'll see how things are going. I can always look at the app and see what the wait times are. It's not open currently, it closed at 9 p.m. so we cannot see there right now, but moving on, I think that's pretty interesting. Actually, let's see if anybody's talking about the visitor center. Mazimo says, I'm hoping the VC creates a motion parallax screen for the extended queue, showing the mosasaur in the lagoon. Oh, man. That'd be fantastic. Oh, man. I feel like that would be awesome. I don't know. What are the chances of that ever happening outdoors? They could just create like an enclosed section or something like that out, over whatever's closest to the lagoon. They could create like an enclosed tunnel. And then when you go through that tunnel, that's when you see the mosasaur out there. That could be really interesting. To see that go through, you're basically looking out a window and then you see the mosasaur jumping. And, they got basically that effect in Hollywood, right? You are looking into like real water and stuff like that. And I think, right? Or no? No, that's not. Oh, I'm sorry. No, but that's a legit screen. But you're seeing the sky as it is. But in the queue, you are getting that effect where you're looking through and you're seeing the actual ride right there. And that is super awesome to be able to look into. What was that? Something lit up over here. You're looking into the attraction as it's zooming out and seeing a velociraptor run by with the roller coaster. That is super awesome to see. So to see like that effect applied to an outdoor setting, brighter, I don't know. That'll be interesting to see how that would work. But I think you've got an awesome point there. That would be really, really cool. Star Micah Wars says, I haven't had the pleasure of riding VC just yet. Have you gone on it? Yes, I've been on it many, many times. It's amazing. It is so much fun. And yeah, I think it is my favorite roller coaster. It's so hard, I think Hagrid down there, Hagrid's Magical Motorbike Adventure Magical Mystery Tour, whatever it's called. Fantastic. That is like kind of an unbeatable attraction, but it's a little bit more than a roller coaster, so it has an edge in certain aspects. But pure roller coaster wise, that's VelociCoaster, and that's a pure roller coaster, and it's definitely the best roller coaster I've ever been on. So it's fantastic, and yeah, definitely don't use your hands. But it reminds you of Shockwave out in the UK. I'm not sure which one that is. Let me look it up. Oh, it's not typing. It froze. Come on. Okay. There we go. So Shockwave, it's a bit different looking. Is this in the UK? Yeah. So this looks a little bit different. This is like a 4-person across roller coaster. This is a stand-up roller coaster, it looks like, right? Is that the one you're talking about? Stand-up coaster, that's those are rough. Those are rough. We have a stand-up roller coaster out here in New Jersey, and I legitimately don't ever ride on it because it is not fun. It's not fun. It's uncomfortable. It hurts in many places you'd expect because you have to basically sit on like a bike seat, kind of, on this stand-up coaster. It's like basically like a little bike seat usually. I don't know if Shockwave is exactly the same, but that's what this one is like out here, and it's super uncomfortable. But yeah, this one is a 2-person across, and then multiple trains behind you or whatever. So yeah, VelociCoaster is kind of unbeatable. But let's. Oh wait, I gotta point out this. You also said TechMac said it should be the next voice of Mr. DNA. I agree. Tell the world. You know, if you want me to be the next voice of Mr. DNA, shout it from the rooftops, all right? Because, you know, I got Mr. DNA right here, and I think Mr. DNA would agree. Well, looky here. I think I found the very next voice of me. And he's right behind me. And it's just me. But yeah. But I do think, let's see. Oh, we got Caleb here saying VelociCoaster is incredible. Yes, absolutely incredible. That is like, it's like a must do. I feel like anytime, you know, I can easily skip over Jurassic Park River Adventure, stuff like that. I could skip that stuff, but I don't want to skip VelociCoaster. I really don't want to skip VelociCoaster anytime I'm down there. But speaking of this Mr. DNA, this actually, let me show you this real quick. This came from Michael Corelli. He sent this down to me. It's super awesome. And you just arrived right in time for the voice of Mr. DNA. That was horrible. But yeah, there we go. And Michael Corelli sent me this. It is from Universal. Yeah, it's got a little Universal tag on there, and it's super cute. It's small, but it's awesome. It's nothing on the back, and it's fantastic. What a great plush. But speaking of Michael Corelli, he has been following the ongoings over at Jurassic Park River Adventure. So you know, this time of year, a little bit earlier than right now, it usually goes down sometime in January. And you know, for a few weeks, a month long, whatever. For you know, a few weeks, it goes down for refurbishment. Usually the same thing happens out in California with Jurassic World, the ride. But this one looks like it had been delayed to the 20th. All right, so it kept getting delayed, it looks like. I forget what the original date was, but they pushed it out to the 20th. And then Michael, I think had actually gotten a chance to go on it. Which day was this? The 21st. So yesterday, Michael mentions that the ride reopened yesterday. So maybe a day after. Oh no, so he said yesterday, meaning the 20th. So it actually did open on the 20th. And he went on it maybe on the 20th or the 21st. I'm not sure. But it says the Ultrasaur and the first Parasaurolophus are missing. That's big. That's huge. Like, why are they like, the first Parasaurolophus shoots a bunch of water, I think. And then the Ultrasaur is like the opening. It's the opening of the scene. It is the soaring score from John Williams is right there. The gates opened, and not that it's like a hugely inspiring looking dinosaur in its current state. It's kind of scary looking, and it doesn't look all that good. You know, it's even though they do refurbs and stuff like that, it's a bit run down looking, that dinosaur, and it looks like it has a broken neck most of the time. But it wasn't there. Rough. The skins on the dinosaur look best that they have in years, so that's good. You get the Stegosaurus, maybe another Parasaurolophus, some raptors or something. Well, maybe the raptors are in need of some help, but you know, the outdoor stuff gets a lot of love. The raptors still need help, so that's interesting. A few raptors in there. Too much fog at the drop. Only the T-Rex's head was visible. So yeah, that's you know, I can I feel like I've seen that before too, right? Like you've seen that section in the River Adventure. It doesn't have all the flair of the Hollywood version with all kinds of other stuff going on in there with the Indominus or Blue or the Rex. But this one just has a Rex, and I feel like you never really know what you're going to get. Is it going to be timed correctly? Is it going to be, too foggy or whatever? But apparently it's too foggy. I don't know. Did he make any other comments here? So Chris mentioned something about the Parasaur and Ultrasaur, and he said, yep, there's a large green wall around its platform. Parasaur is completely removed. I guess they're waiting for those AAs. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Honestly, I don't know about the green wall. That might take away from the attraction, but the Ultrasaur being gone might be for its benefit. The Ultrasaur is let's say an Ultra Eyesore. That's, I think, really what it is, an Ultra Eyesore. It's a new kind of dinosaur. I discovered it quite a while ago, and the Ultra Eyesore is usually in this attraction, but apparently not right now. And that's interesting. So it seems like it got some love, but it's in rough shape here. I know they've recently been, if they did fix it completely, I'm assuming, but that hole in the side of the wall. But it's kind of a rough attraction these days. As Mo says, the Ultrasaurs in this lagoon are among the most invisible creatures to walk the earth. That voice you were just hearing was not Richard Kiley. It was just me, and it was definitely not Mr. DNA. So it's kind of rough. At this point, this attraction would certainly benefit from becoming Jurassic World the ride. I do and do not want that to happen. I'm grateful that there is still a Jurassic Park iteration of this attraction, but like I said, it is pretty skippable for me, unfortunately, and it is a great attraction with that drop. Like, the drop is really cool, and there are some fun elements to the ride, but it is kind of skippable for me, and I just, stuff like the Ultrasaur looking like garbage, and not really knowing what kind of ride you're going to get, and also the water. The water portion is kind of tough, so I'm not really a huge fan of getting soaked all the time. But if they were to turn this into Jurassic World, I would absolutely be more enticed. So maybe one day in the future, they'll kind of even out this land and just kind of fully commit to the Jurassic World. But I don't know. It is, like I said, it is interesting, and I'm not really sure exactly what I want, whether I want it to be Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. I am grateful that it does still exist as Jurassic Park, because I do like seeing that logo still survive, and, the aesthetic of Jurassic Park. Too much of Jurassic World is a bit too clean and all that, so it's, and too much concrete look. I just kind of miss the old days of the untouched wilderness aspect, adventure, huts and thatched roofing and stuff like that of Jurassic Park. So to see that go away would be kind of sad, but it does need some updating. But so it opened up, as far as we know, right? It opened up the 20th, 21st. I'm assuming it, maybe, but. Orlando Amusement here says Jurassic Park River Adventure is closed again at Universal Orlando. Apparently, there was an issue with the T-Rex animatronic at the end of the ride, according to guests and team members. So it has not been opened today. So that was today. And I double-checked right before close. It was still, it was maybe like 30 minutes to an hour before, and it was still closed. So maybe it was too foggy in there. Maybe they had to go and fix the fog machines, like Michael had mentioned, because, he mentioned there that it was only just the T-Rex's head visible, which is fine, I think. But it depends on how much, I guess. But maybe they wanted to fix the fog machines in there. Who knows? But maybe there was other issues. We don't really know. But it was closed again, so they opened it a little bit too soon. And it's funny that the team members and stuff like that were saying that the T-Rex had an issue, and it wasn't like, hey, we didn't put the Ultrasaur in there, or the Parasaurolophus is gone. So, interesting. But, boy, yeah, that is, I feel like that's all of our stuff for Universal Orlando. It's tough. You know, the Jurassic stuff is great, or it's like more so like good to great. You know, you've got some really good stuff in there. You got some excellent, really great stuff in there, but some stuff is just a little bit outdated, as TacMac here says. So, yeah, definitely agree. It's so wild that they're just gone. Jurassic World ride at Universal Studios Hollywood was under refurb for a longer time than usual also. Interesting. Looks great now that it's open. So, let's see. March says, I remember I went to Universal Japan with two of my friends. Two of us paid for express, while the other one waited single. Interesting. We tried Trenodon Coaster. The single line went right in while the express had to wait. Yeah, so that is a problem, actually. That's a major problem going on with theme parks right now is, you know, they are not so much Universal. Universal isn't really doing this, but Disney is basically marketing their stuff as like, you need to do this. And a lot of people, myself included, are saying like, I've had a lot of questions asked, like, do I need to buy Genie Plus to do all that stuff and get the access to the lightning lanes and all that stuff? And I hate the system. The system is absolutely horrible. But that being said, you kind of need it if you want to ride anything. And it is like, it does, you know, level out between like $15 to like $20 something a day. So it's kind of rough to pay for that every day. But, I mean, it is cheaper. It's certainly cheaper than the Express Pass, but the Express Pass, way less people are using it because it's more money. And it's just a better system overall, the way you can actually obtain your express passes and stuff like that. But, yeah, it's tough because so many people are buying the lightning lanes that the lightning lane attraction line just ends up being longer than the queue itself. So you're like, what did I pay for? If the express line is out of the queue, you've got a problem. And that has been pretty noticeable once they switched over to Genie Plus. It's been a lot more rough. It's always been rough here and there with Fast Pass Plus and stuff over at Disney, but it's gotten worse with Genie Plus. But Express Pass has never really seen that kind of issue. So yeah, but anyway, that is Universal Orlando. That's everything that's going on down there. How long have we been going? 45? All right. My voice is feeling kind of rough already. Oh, I should shout this out real quick. I have yet to open it, but this just came in the mail today, so this is awesome. Very excited to open this. Hopefully sometime soon. My son has been not feeling well, and usually the two of us open these together. Inside here is a bunch of the Captive's eggs for Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary, so I'm very excited, and shout out to Toy Monster, Playwise Partners, for sending this over. Love the packaging. Oh, that artwork is really cool. Super awesome. Very retro. But yeah, I'm really excited to dive into this sometime soon and get the video out here and take a look at all the different dinosaurs and cards and things that are in there. I'm super excited to check that out. So thank you to Playwise Partners and Toy Monster for sending that over. So that's really awesome. But let's see here. Muzzamill says, hoping to do the escape room. Yeah, me too. It's coming up. I would love to get down there, hopefully sometime soon. That would be nice. But yeah, I've heard good things. I've heard, interesting reviews about those escape rooms, that they're less escape rooms and more of just like an experience. So I'm interested to see what it shapes up to be. But yeah, so let's see what else we got here. Rebel Commander says Disney had a far better system with the Fast Pass, and Express Pass was worse. Now Genie Plus is far worse. but Express is much better. Confused. So, I was trying to make sense of it. Disney had a better Fast Pass, and Express Pass was worse, but now Genie Plus is far worse. So Express is therefore much better, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Express Pass has always been a little bit better. But I guess Fast Pass Plus was pretty great because you could kind of just do whatever you wanted, and it was free. So that was certainly the benefit there. Free with your trip, really. I mean, you didn't have to pay any extra for that, and you got to go on rides multiple times. You got to do all that stuff. So I guess technically that is the better system, and it worked fairly well. It wasn't perfect, but it worked pretty well. So I guess, yeah, you're right. That one definitely was better. But Express Pass, in terms of paying for your Fast Passes, is the better option than Lightning Lane. But yeah. And yes, this box looks pretty killer. I just love all of the graphics that are covered with like that, that Explorer look. It's showing up everywhere, it looks like, and it's really cool to see them utilizing that and actually sticking with that retro vibe. So that is pretty cool. All right, so you clarify more here. What I'm saying is Fast Pass, the system was better than Express Pass. Now that Genie Plus is out, Express Pass is much better. Yeah. But yeah. But all right, so let's move on to the next part here. Let's talk about the 30th anniversary here. So I brought up this little post from just Universal Pictures UK, and I just want to know what they're talking about. So something is coming. All this year, we're celebrating Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary. Keep your eyes peeled for an exciting announcement. So that's pretty much it. It's just a shot of the water, impact tremors. We all know, but interesting. So I just find it interesting. I don't know. I don't think that like anybody else has really been hyping up the 30th anniversary, and I want it to be more hyped. I want them to get going on it. I know Universal's like, they probably got their own timeline of what's going on and when they're going to announce stuff and everything. But right now, being almost March, with 3 months to go to the 30th anniversary, the exact date of the 11th of June, it feels like just like waiting is taking forever, for this to come. So we'll see what happens. I don't really know. What are your ideas? I know I threw this out there on Twitter the other day. I wanted to see what people were thinking about the 30th anniversary. What do they think's coming? What kind of stuff do you want announced? Like any certain sort of merchandise, anything for theme parks, announcements of movie, a new movie or a show, anything like that, or literally just saying, hey, Jurassic Park's in theaters again. That would be great as well. I've been keeping tabs on all the stuff that's been announced so far, and it's been very minimal, and every now and then we get like a trickle out of merchandise, whether it's stuff like the captives or just the branding being on a box, for the Hammond collection or whatnot. And obviously those retro, Kenner kind of inspired figures and stuff like that. Caleb mentions the new Dr. Squatch, Dr. Squatch make an appearance. Yes, hopefully going to be able to showcase some of that stuff sometime soon. That would be nice. I think they're announcing something soon. Let me see what their page says here. I think I can bring it up. Let's see. Dr. Squatch. Oh, that's not. All right. I just clicked the wrong thing. Delete. There we go. Let's see what they got going on over here. Star Wars, some guys yelling, some toilet paper, Michael Scott, generic soap, balloons, and here we go. New drop coming soon. Anyone know what it is? I mean, yeah, absolutely. Definitely know what it is. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm very excited to see, how these soaps smell, what they look like, what the packaging is like. I've always been intrigued by Dr. Squatch's stuff, so yeah, I definitely can't wait to see what that's going to be all about. Let's see if there is anything on their website. I remember 404 not found. Ooh. So here we go. We'll learn more and get this guy smelling over here. There we go. Prepare to journey back in time. Or we should go like this, like, prepare to journey back in time. Enter your digits to get notified. Oh, that's cool. A little plants. Oh, mystery offer. Don't want it. Limited edition Jurassic Park, The Collection. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what comes from this. But yeah, hopefully they did contact me, so hopefully we'll be getting a shipment soon. But I know they're announcing things coming on Friday here. So, right? Is that? Yeah, Friday. 1 day, 5 hours, 4 minutes, and 9 seconds. So we'll see sometime soon. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think that is what, Universal Pictures is announcing here in the UK. Again, just the UK account. But something is coming. That could just mean the 30th anniversary is coming. I think that's what they mean, that the 30th anniversary is right around the corner. Keep your eyes peeled for an exciting announcement coming soon. When was this one from? This was from February 15th. At this point, especially for UK, Universal Pictures UK, the merchandise spot out at the London Natural History Museum, or whatever it's called, that had already opened up, I believe, on the 7th or 8th. So that was already open, so there wouldn't have been an announcement for that in particular. But hey, look, I posted on that. I was like, I had to put the eyes emoji, like, well, what's coming? I want to see it. But yeah, I don't know what it could be, what they could be talking about. Of course, they do, they could certainly do exclusive stuff over in the UK, because I haven't seen any posts about it or anything here in the States. But, they all have different teams and stuff like that. So I hope we get something cool, though. I really do. I would love to get, and I think we talked about it on this episode of the Jurassic Mailbag this week. So if you want to, definitely go check out the mailbag. We talked about the 30th anniversary. But, I might have talked a little bit about wanting, like, a panel of some sort, I want to see, like, an event with, like, a panel and, maybe some sort of announcements. Do I want to see it? Yes, I would love to see the announcement of, like, a new film or the direction that we're going. I think that would be pretty fantastic to kind of at least have an idea, because right now, being the 30th anniversary, like, that's what we're looking forward to. That's what we're looking forward to, is that 30th anniversary. But outside of that, like, there's no hype for anything. There's nothing to look forward to. We do have toys, of course, and there are always theme parks here to be excited for. But those are just like everyday occurrences, You can always buy a toy. You can always go to a theme park. But there's nothing very hyped about this 30th anniversary just yet. So I think they of course, they need to be careful with, their announcements. And, they want to announce something exciting. And I think they certainly made $1 billion with the last movie. So people would still be excited about a Jurassic World continuance here. That people would definitely be excited about that. But I don't know, do they want to watch out for the backlash of that after Dominion? Because I know, maybe they're afraid. I feel like Universal is afraid of what people think at times, and reactions of things, but who knows? Maybe do they not want to sour I don't know about sour, but do they not want to, like, rain on the parade of Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary with, stating that Jurassic World is continuing? I don't know. I would just love to know more. I hope something cool is coming. And I don't know. I would just love to see them have some confidence in this property. Of course, we could certainly get an announcement for, a continuation of Camp Cretaceous. Of course, we did see, there was some stuff out about, the continuation of that kind of property there with DreamWorks. So that's always on the table. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. I'm kind of just like, anything is possible right at this moment. But like, at this point in time, like, I have so many people like emailing or commenting on videos or, commenting on social media posts like, hey, are we going to get to see Jurassic Park in theaters this year, for the 30th? Is it going to happen? And like, I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know. It is happening in some places. There are screenings of Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park in concert is still going on. So that is still touring around different places. And there are just like one-off, screenings of Jurassic Park that you can go see. Maybe check out Flashback Cinema. They probably got some stuff going on. But like right now, there's no like official like, big announcement that Jurassic Park's going to be back in theaters for a certain amount of time. So let's get that stuff going. Let's get the plans rolling here, because summer's going to be coming up quick and everybody's going to get their stuff booked up here, and nobody's going to be able to participate, in the 30th anniversary the way we really, really want to. If there's going to be an event, give us 3 months, give us a few months before that we can plan to go to a certain place. Let us know these things in advance so we have the chance to go do something and celebrate and not be disappointed yet again with another event that's 4 weeks out or 2 weeks out and we're like, well, there's no chance of going there. So I really hope we get some fun stuff coming up. But really, who knows? Who really knows? Do I ever see Universal selling? I assume you mean Jurassic Park's rights or Jurassic World's rights or Jurassic Outpost. Do you think they have the controlling rights to Jurassic Outpost? I don't know. Sell. They're gonna sell it. No, but Jurassic Park. No, I don't think they're gonna sell Jurassic Park. I know a lot of people like to hope that they get sold to Disney, but like that's not the company you really want to see take over Jurassic Park. I love Disney, but like I don't think it's not their baby. And yeah, maybe Universal doesn't hold it in the highest esteem either, but I don't think it really could or should go anywhere else. I just think they need to find good filmmakers, have confidence in that, and go from there. And actually have confidence in the storytelling that they've set up. We've entered a new era. Yeah, that's true. We have, haven't we? Not sure what it is though. The new era of silence. We have no clue what it will be, but I would love that. I would love if we get to the bottom of what that new era is. And yeah, you mentioned we need a new game. Yeah, absolutely. I would love them to actually, I was thinking about it today. I was thinking about video games and the way that they've been turned into movies. Because I know Amazon bought up the rights to like Tomb Raider, so they're gonna do like a TV show. Obviously we have The Last of Us going on right now, which is like it's a pretty faithful adaptation of the game. If you've played the game, you're like, yes, there's some differences here and there, but it is very faithful to what they did in that game. And then on the other hand, also a Naughty Dog product, you have Uncharted, which came out like last year or so, and that was rough. Like, that film was really rough. That was like one film I actively like haven't enjoyed in recent years. And maybe it's because I've played through 5 games at this point, I think. There's the 4 main ones, I think, and then there was like the Lost Legacy or something. So, I played through a lot of games with that story, and they didn't do it at all. The casting was wrong. The story was not good. It was rushed. It was just, a 2-hour movie or whatever. It needs to be a faithful adaptation. So where am I going with this? I'm going the opposite direction. I want to see a faithful adaptation of Jurassic Park as a video game. We all know what the outcome is. We all know it. But I want to see like a faithful adaptation of that story. But while The Last of Us does this, they do that faithful adaptation, but they stray when they can, and they do some more interesting stuff when they can. I think this could benefit from that. We get a Jurassic Park story. We get to do all the stuff. We have an emotional dig site, where we get from the perspective of Grant or Ellie or whoever, and we're actually getting in touch with these bones as we're digging them out. We're getting excited like Alan and Ellie are. And we're going through the motions there. I think it would be interesting to kind of go through this movie in that way and kind of uncover things along the way and explore just explore. It doesn't have to be a full action-oriented game 100% of the time, but like being able to explore and go around and find different things in the visitor center, or get to go on the park tour and then experience that from a first-person perspective, and then embellish slightly upon the story that we know. I think you could have like full sequences of what Nedry was doing outside of the scenes that we saw him in. You could have, you can embellish on the scenes that Grant and the kids were out in the jungle and we didn't see them traverse from point A to point B. We could see all that stuff. We could see what maybe Muldoon got into at some point in time, because he could have his own whole storyline. So there's a lot that you could embellish upon while keeping it faithful. So I would love to see that happen, because I think people would really dig that, and I think it would be really cool to see. So I would love to see that. I know we were talking about Fortnite in there as well, so that would be really fun to see. But a video game would be awesome. So hopefully we get some sort of video game announcement. We've got the merchandise, so that's cool. But any specific merchandise, I can't really, outside of Dr. Wu and like a laboratory playset. I think that is what I want for like San Diego Comic-Con. I think that would be the perfect exclusive. Something to get people hyped is a Dr. Wu figure from Jurassic Park with a what do you call it? Like a lab scene, and I think it would have to be that, which I know we got that little one with John Hammond, but like it didn't exactly look like that in the movie. So I think getting one that was like an accurate representation of that hatchery thing would be really cool to see. So let's hope we get something along those lines with not Dennis. No, we don't need another Dennis. With Dr. Wu. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, see, this is interesting. So, both of them have Jurassic areas in their parks. Not exactly Jurassic areas. More likely, you'd see a very limited in Disney, with theme park areas staying in Universal without them being allowed to expand. Yeah, so that's my problem, is like, Jurassic is very disconnected as it is in some aspects, and it feels like we're not getting things that we would like to see, or it feels like the communication is not perfect along the lines. But to sell it to Disney would then therefore make, whatever the content is, but they wouldn't have the theme park right. So the theme parks would still stay the way they are. And then they also probably wouldn't really expand upon them all that much. This is what we'd get. It would probably just stay like this. For instance, it's already very, very convoluted. Disney has the Marvel movies. They have Marvel, right? But they don't have the rights to Marvel in east of the Mississippi in their theme parks. So they can do it out in Hollywood or, out in Anaheim. They can do it out there, but they can only do certain ones here on the East Coast. So Universal has a Marvel-themed land, Marvel Superhero Island in Islands of Adventure, the same park as Jurassic Park, even though Disney owns the rights, but also Sony owns the Spider-Man rights. But then Spider-Man is an attraction in Universal. But then Universal doesn't own Harry Potter as an IP, but has the Harry Potter stuff in their parks. In now going to be 3 parks in the East Coast, 1 in the West, other places around the world. So to add Jurassic Park in that would be very, very confusing. You also have The Simpsons, which is owned by Disney. Fox owned it. Disney bought Fox, so therefore they own Simpsons. But Universal has it in their park. So it's a big mess, and nothing is true to what it should be. It's very, very confusing. But I know there's been a lot of question as far as what are they going to do with the Dino Land USA section in Disney's Animal Kingdom, because it came into question around D23 last year in September, I believe, that they had ideas. Josh D'Amaro, Bob Chapek, they had some ideas for renovating the Dino Land section in Animal Kingdom, turning it into a Moana themed land, but also a Zootopia themed land. I don't think any of that's going to happen at all. Which I made, actually, if you go check out Grim Grinning Hosts, my other show, we did an episode fairly recently, 10 theme park predictions right here for HHN, Walt Disney World, Universal Studios. And one of my predictions was that they would double down on the Dino Land area, and they would change it up a little bit, add a new attraction. I think I said they would add like a water-based attraction. But I said that they would double down on the dino section and go back to that and reaffirm that instead of switching away. But who knows? Who really knows at this point? But yeah, I'm lost. I don't know what's happening. I'm lost because SEAC is late. So that's what happens when SEAC is late. We don't know really what to talk about anymore. TacMag asks about, wasn't there a JP prequel show coming? No, that's really not anything. There was I don't know what it was. There was some news about a pitch or something for a John Hammond show or something, but I don't think that was really anything. And so really, no, there hasn't been any rumors really about a prequel show, or anything substantial. So nothing to really look forward to. And that would just be so difficult. Think about it. It would be so hard to create that show. We would all want to see certain things, and then those things wouldn't actually happen. It's just at this point, to do a prequel show for Jurassic Park, you've got to sign off. You've got to have the rights to multiple humans' faces. You've got to get the estate of Sir Richard Attenborough to agree to use his likeness, digital, not de-aging because he's not alive, but to recreate him like they did Tarkin in Rogue One. You'd also have to sign off on Samuel L. Jackson would have to be de-aged, which he would do it because he has done it before with Marvel. You'd have to get Wayne Knight, probably. You'd have to say, hey, you want to be de-aged? I thought for sure they were going to do it in Dominion, but they didn't. So that's a bummer. But, get him on board. Who else? You'd have to get the estate of Robert Muldoon's name. What is his name? I'm blanking on his name right now. But get him and his family to sign off on using his likeness and specifically his socks. And high shorts and thighs, get those likeness on those thighs. But it would be difficult. There'd be a lot to really sign off on there. But if it was animated, like Tac Mac is saying, yeah, I mean, sure, you can do whatever you want there. That would be fantastic. I don't know that they would do that, but that would be great. That would be great. And I don't think I've heard any rumors of that, but yeah. Yeah, and you want them to get experimental. See, that's exactly what I said. I think I said that. I've definitely said both of those characters, actually. Sarah, I said, actually, in the most recent mailbag. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the mailbag, wasn't it? I don't know. Go listen to the mailbag. I think I mentioned it in there. A Sarah Harding show. What was the premise? I forget what the premise was. Oh, I know what I said. Bringing it back to the video games and The Last of Us, I had thought, Universal, call me, all right? Because I can do the voice of Mr. DNA, all right? And I can pitch you a great show about Sarah Harding, all right? But in theory, it was a Sarah Harding show in the vein of The Last of Us, minus the clickers and the apocalypse and all that stuff. But also, the vibe of The Mandalorian, with Pedro harboring this child, and also Logan with Wolverine taking the child to a certain place, and then The Last of Us with Pedro again taking a child to a certain place. I thought it would be fantastic to have a Jurassic Park 3 type story where, Sarah is off studying dinosaurs in the wild, in Africa, wherever, and there happens to have been a vacation that has gone wrong, like Ben Hildebrand and Eric, and she has to harbor this child back to safety. Amazing show. Tell me you don't want to watch that right now. Universal, call me. I got the idea, all right? It's my idea. You're not taking it from me, okay? So mark it down. It was in the last episode, but it was also in this live stream. Are we still going live? Is this still happening? Yeah. I might just be talking to myself here, because maybe that's why they haven't called me yet. Am I live? Yeah, I'm live. Okay. But yeah, I think that would be a fantastic show. I would love to watch it. Also, you had mentioned Lowry. I had said that would be a fantastic movie or show, whatever they want to do. Having Lowry be, the Charlie in Charlie's Angels, I guess, of a crew. You've got Lowry being in the office the whole time, like he was in Jurassic World, just sitting in this, cubicle or something, calling the shots. He's got his own office now. He's with the FBI or CIA, whatever it was that Franklin was doing. And he's the one calling the shots. He's got Franklin on his team. He recruits the likes of Zia. He recruits the likes, of Barry. Whoever else, anybody else. You can picture like a bunch of people randomly popping in here. Nick Van Owen showing up one time. How cool would that be? But recruiting the likes of these people to go after Soyono Santos for some reason, whatever reason that is. But that would be a fantastic TV show. I would absolutely watch that. Them tracking down different cells every week, cells of people selling dinosaurs or making dinosaurs or, doing deals or, just carrying out nefarious plans. Like, that would be super awesome to watch. Yeah, and it wouldn't have to be super, super dinosaur heavy, I don't think. It could mostly be like 24. It'd be like 24. You've got the person in the office calling the shots, and then Jack Bauer is Barry, and he's out there in the field. And every now and then he makes a phone call to Owen. Owen, I need your help, or whatever. And Owen comes out. Like, I know that would probably not be very likely, but that would be super awesome. And that's the problem. That is the problem. Any of these ideas, no one's watching. The casual fan maybe would tune in, but the general audience. So that's the interesting thing. With The Last of Us being specifically a gamer's property, you know, people who play games are into that property very, very heavily. But The Last of Us has spread well beyond that, and it needs a platform like HBO or something to really get behind it, and to sell it as something that you want to see. And I'm not sure that Universal or let me say, I'm not sure the Jurassic property is fully capable of that. So I hate to say it, but I'm not really sure that it is capable of capturing like everybody's attention. I know it makes $1 billion every time out there in the theaters, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what people would be interested in watching at home. You know, as long as the property is good, as long as the content is good, yeah, sure, people would watch it and the word would spread and it would be, you know, pretty cool to see. But I just don't know that most people would be interested in, you know, a story about Sarah Harding or a story about, you know, all those people that I mentioned from the last thing. Like, you got Jake Johnson. People love Jake Johnson. Omar Sy has got his own show, a spy thriller show. Jake Johnson had his own show, which got canceled. I think it might be getting picked up. You know, you get all these people out there, it would be pretty cool. I know Franklin, Justice Smith has got his own thing going on right now, I think on Apple TV. So all these people are certainly, I think, bankable stars that they could be a part of something that would interest people. But I don't know. But anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap up. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes now, and it's been a fun one. I thought this one was gonna be like super short, but here we are, an hour and 20 in. Yeah, this has been good. So we got some good ideas. Universal, call me. I've got plenty of ideas, and I could be the next voice of Mr. DNA. So, you know, I'm here for that. Please go follow us all over the place. Find the podcast at JurassicParkPodcast.com, Jurassic Park Pod over on Twitter, at Jurassic Park Podcast on Instagram. Who cares about Facebook? We are there, I guess, but who cares? We're on TikTok. And, of course, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, all that good stuff. I listen on Overcast. You can do that over there. And, of course, subscribe here on YouTube. And, as always, I am at Brad Jost on Twitter. You can find me over there for however long that service doesn't make me pay for it. I'll be there. But until that moment, I don't know what you can find. But please go follow my other shows, Grim Grinning Hosts. And you can check me out on the Forcecast this week. So please go check that out when it hits the feeds. I know he's working on that sometime soon. So check out the feeds all over the place. Thank you so much for watching this. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.